Have you ever shared something good with someone, but their reaction felt strangely cold? They smiled, they said the right words, but somehow it felt like they weren't fully happy for you. Psychology says this is not always obvious hate. Sometimes it's hidden envy. And people who secretly envy you usually reveal themselves in five specific ways. 1. They explain your success with luck. People who secretly envy you rarely admit that you earned your success. Instead, they explain it through luck, timing, or circumstances. They say things like, "You were in the right place," or "Some people just get lucky." Psychology says they do this because admitting your hard work creates discomfort. If your success came from discipline and consistency, then they have to face the possibility that they could have worked harder too. So instead of accepting your effort, they turn your success into coincidence. 2. They minimize your achievements. Hidden envy often appears in the way people describe you to others. They don't completely ignore your achievements, but they present the smallest version of them. Instead of describing what you truly built, they make it sound smaller, simpler, or less impressive. Psychology says this happens because comparison affects self-image. If they fully acknowledge your success, they may feel smaller beside you. So, without realizing it, they reduce your image to protect their own. 3. Everything becomes a competition. People with hidden envy quietly turn normal conversations into competitions. You mention something positive in your life, and immediately they respond with a bigger story about themselves. You talk about progress, and they explain how they achieved more. The conversation slowly becomes a scoreboard. Psychology says envy creates constant comparison. Even small differences start feeling important to them because they measure their self-worth against other people. 4. They care more about your plans than your results. Before you start something important, they seem deeply interested. They ask questions, want details, and act supportive. But once you actually succeed, their interest disappears. Psychology says this happens because goals feel harmless when they are only ideas. Plans can still fail, but real success creates emotional pressure for someone carrying hidden envy. So when your progress becomes real, their curiosity fades. 5. Their support feels emotionally empty, sometimes. The clearest sign of hidden envy is emotional distance. They congratulate you, but the reaction feels flat. There is no real excitement, curiosity, or happiness behind their words. Psychology says envy creates internal conflict. Part of them wants to support you, while another part compares themselves to you at the same time. That is why their support can feel forced, even when they are trying to appear kind. People who secretly envy you are usually not fighting you. They are fighting the feeling that they are falling behind in their own life. That is why hidden envy feels confusing. It rarely looks like open dislike. Most of the time, it looks like support with discomfort hidden underneath it. And once you learn to recognize these signs, certain people's behavior starts making a lot more sense.